Welcome back to the V4 Vanilla server, and today, as you might be able to guess, we are talking minigames. That's right, we are over here in the minigames area, and you can see the golem game we built a few episodes ago. It looks like somebody's used it, or at least tried it out. We got some snow on the ground in there. And that's all you can see, because that's about all we got. We got the slap fight arena down there too, and of course the hotel or skyscraper-ish building that I'm standing on. But that's it. There's still a lot of empty room, but we're going to talk about expansion. That's right. We're going to be expanding the minigames area a little bit, even though there's still tons of room around. We got room around the slap fight arena. We got room back in that corner. All this mountain needs to be cleared out, but there's a bunch of room there and a lot of room over here. And for some reason that path is diagonal. I don't know why. It always has looked a little weird to me. But what we're going to do is expand it into the taiga down there. Pretty much all the taiga up until the mega taiga. We're going to clear out most of the way and have a lot of room for minigames. And the reason we're doing all this is because today we're building a minigame. That's right. I don't know where it's gonna go yet. Probably somewhere awesome. Yep, somewhere awesome. That's where it's gonna go. It's really big. Maybe we'll put it right here. I'm not even sure what it's gonna look like yet. That's why I'm up here talking to you instead of showing you what I built, because I don't know what it's gonna be. What is that? I swear something was just in there. Did a sheep fall into like this little hole? Yep. Good job, sheep. Yep, there you go. You're good. You can now maintain our, I guess this is for ender pearl calling. So you can have a floating ender pearl there and then press this button and call everybody in. Anyway, now we got a sheep to maintain it. So our minigame is going to be, it's really cool. It's got lava, and basically, let's see, the best way to explain it is to show it to you. But I don't have it built yet, so I can't show you. All this is going to be cleared out. We'll take a little trip around. There's going to be 9 platforms, and each a different color. And the color that is selected, the platform will stay up, and the other colored platforms will drop into the lava. So I don't know if you've ever played, I don't know if it's in the newer ones, but the older Mario Party, maybe it was like Mario Party 2 or 3? I don't know, one of the N64 ones, where you're on one of the mini games where you're on a little toadstool, and Toad or somebody holds up a color, and then the other ones drop, and you have to stay on that. That's what we're going for. We're going to mix in a few upgrades, some items, and special potion effects, things like that. But that's the basic game. As you can imagine, it takes a lot of redstone. The redstone is way bigger than the arena itself. So hopefully I can get most of it underground. What the actual building is going to look like depends on how well I plan out the redstone and get that hidden. So it's going to be tough. Maybe we can do it into a cliff and have the building out here. Yeah, maybe down there, right off of this cliff, something like that. I'm going to figure all that out and get back to you once we at least have a spot and start working on the redstone so I can explain that. But trust me, this game is going to be awesome. And we are back to the minigame area. As you can see, things look a little bit different. Done a lot of clearing out. I have more spruce wood than I know what to do with. And we are ready to get started on this minigame. Finally. I say finally. It's been probably almost 2 months since I recorded that intro part. And probably 2.5, 3 months since I've wanted to do this minigame. So here we go. We got a spot picked out. These are my chests here. We're going to do it right here. As I mentioned before, try to bury a lot of the redstone underground and into the cliff. Now I think the best way for me to do this, I don't know what the best way, but the way I'm going to do it is to dig a big hole and then build what I've got and then terraform around it after the fact. Just because the redstone is going to take up so much space. And I might need to go get a haste beacon first too, because this would be a lot of clearing out. It's about 30 wide, 34 long, and we need to go about 9 blocks down. I think it calls for a haste beacon. Maybe we'll do a little wither fight and bring that back, but this is where it's gonna go. We are back. We're not quite working on the redstone yet, but I just wanted to show off my hole. This is what we've dug out. We got the beacon doing its thing over there, so it wasn't too bad. We still might have to go a block or two deeper and a few blocks higher into the cliff in the back. But this is the game platform, so now we can really see it taking shape. We've got the 9 platforms here. Each one can have 4 blocks in the corners that are not slime, so those will be color-coded to a board of lights up here. And once a color is selected, the remaining platforms will disappear into the lava. And you better be on the right one or else you'll be dead too. So that's how the game works. And then they'll pop back up and do it again. That's how the game works. You can do it solo. You could do it with a bunch of people. Either way. More people would definitely be better. Solo, I guess you could just go in for high score. But it could happen. And so that's how the game is going to work. A lot of the room you can see below, way back there. Lots of redstone work to do. And I'm going to get some of the piston infrastructure set up. And then next time I'll be back, we'll be talking about the redstone mechanism, the selector for the lights that's going to drive this whole thing. And we are back. We've got the top part sorted out a little bit more, a little netherrack and obsidian core just to hold the lava in, so that just in case somebody happens to break a slime block, the lava is just gonna fall down a little bit and it's not gonna mess up all our redstone underneath. Now what we need next is a way to determine which of these platforms is going to be the lucky one that stays up, and we're going to do that using this 3-bit decoder. So we're going to have 3 different bits, 3 yes or no, on or off choices here, and that gives us a possible outcome of 8 different options. So we need a way to decode these 3 bits into our 8 different options, and we do that using a decoder. We're going to have our 8 options that run kind of horizontally here, so we need a row of 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's not 4, 5, and 6. I can't count right. Let's see how many we're up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're at 6. Oh, am I running out of room? Looks like I'll have just enough room. There we go. And coming through here, we're going to have redstone and dust and repeaters to carry the signal through. Now, you don't need a repeater every time. Every other time you can use a dust, and then on the opposite ones you need to alternate with a repeater. So let's put those in. Almost done. There we go. Oh, hello phone. And then we need to pick up our 8 different possible outcomes. So first, none of them can be selected. So we're going to have no torches on top and all on the side here. And our next choice would be that you can have just 1. So we'll put 1 on the top and 2 on the side. Or we could have the 1 in the middle. Or we could have both of those 2. Next, we could have just this one on the end. Maybe we have the 2 corners. Whoops. That's the way I'm going for next. And what else do we have here? Oh, we need a 1 and a 2 right there. Come on. Well, that shouldn't be there. Alright. Or we can have all 3 yeses. There we go. And next, we're going to need to take another block. Let's use this one. Sure, why not? And on top of every torch that is on the side, we're going to need to put a block with another torch coming off the back of it. And that torch is going to become unpowered because the one beneath it is powered. There we go. And then we need another row on the top, and this is where our signal is actually going to come out of. And let's do it at night. Hopefully we don't die. It's going to come out here, so we need to run all the way along the top of each of these. Can I get up there anymore? Let's see. Wow, perfect number of blocks right there. And then along the top of those, which I shouldn't have jumped down because I need to go back up, we need a line of redstone dust. Come on, back up to the top. Across the whole top. And you can start to see how that first one here is unpowered because right now all 3 of our switches are off. And all of our subsequent lines here are going to be powered. I hope. As long as I didn't miss a piece somewhere. And that is how we will be selecting. We'll see, throw in a couple different combinations so we can see. One more piece, there we go. And we're going to read this output. We're going to invert it off the end because we don't want one unpowered and the rest powered. We want one that's going to be powered. Right, like, let's not use dirt. Let's use something a little more fitting. How about granite? Sure. It's ugly and we might as well use it somewhere where it's going to be hidden, right? Right there. And then if we have our redstone coming off of here, you can see these are all unpowered. And we have our one switch that is powered because these are all off. And if I switch it up, say I turn this one on, then boom, we go to the state that has just the number 2. Number 2, number 3, whatever you want to call it. If we have just the middle, then we're going to go over to the one where it's just the middle torch, just the middle block had a torch, and only that one is selected. Or we could do all 3, and that's going to power our end. There we go. That's how you do 3-bit decoder, and that's what we'll be using to make this thing go. And of course we don't want levers, we want it to all be random. So we're going to do the old dropper into a hopper, feeding back and forth into each other. And these of course will not be levers, but they will be comparators to read the output that's coming out of the hopper. Sitting in the hopper. There we go. So now if we'll have a way to power all of these droppers, so a repeater coming into here, into there, and this one just needs to be a dust. And in each of these items we have something that is stackable, like say a piece of granite, and something that is not stackable at the same time. Say we put in some shovels. There we go. Now each time this thing gets run, Come on, shovel. Where'd you go? There you are. We get a new output state. This one, we have the first and the third selected. So that's our output down there. And it's first and the third because in our hoppers we have a shovel. So it's putting out a signal strength of 2, which will hit the repeater. Whereas here we have the granite. So it is only a signal strength of 1, which is not reaching the repeater. So there we go. Now we are finished with our selector, and we have to connect that to our pistons as well as put in a few other things that I'll explain once we get them in. And she works! We've got all the redstone done underneath. There she goes. She's firing away, lacking a few crucial components such as the color telling you which one is going to be the safe block to stand on, and the actual colors for the blocks to stand on. But we have a random pad being selected every time to remain up. Hey! It's me! And the rest of them are dropping down. You can see it working from underneath as well. We're gonna have to wait a few seconds for the timer to click through, and then one of our lucky choices here, one of our lucky paths will be selected. Looks like they all fired zeros this time, so it's the first one. And down here we can see what we have going on. Basically, we've got our hopper clock over here with, I think, 25 items in it. And it's going to go back and forth between firing something that on this side will make our randomizer go and shoot off our 1 out of 8 chances. And at the same time, that is also going to be delayed and fire everything over here. This power source right here is going through and powering every single piston tower. Why everyone? Because everyone has to get powered except for the randomly selected one. So at the same time, we have the randomly selected one. In this case, this one. See if I can follow it quick enough. And it pushes the piston over to block the signal so that this one is not powered and that remains up. And then the other random line coming off this way is to block off the signal over here so that it is a hard cut instead of taking forever to get through these repeaters. But we want the delay because that's the delay of the time that you're going to have to get onto the right color. As for choosing the right color, that's the last part we have of redstone work we have left, and that's going to be drawing another signal off of the 8 randomizer paths and taking it up to a wall of lights that's going to be behind the system so that you know which block you should stand on. But all that, I think I will take care of off camera. Yeah, off camera. Because that's going to be it for me today. This has been maybe a long one, maybe about the right length, but definitely don't have time for more, and definitely not going to be able to finish it all. So we'll see the rest in part 2, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.